Mit Tamil அறிஞர்கள் மற்றும் கம்பரின் அபிமானிகள் ஸ்ரீராம் பக்தர்கள் உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் நான் மனதார வரவேற்கிறேன். Tomorrow is Ramanavami, very auspicious day. And today we are celebrating Kamban, Kavi Chakravarti Kamban, for his contribution writing Ramavataram and taking it to the heart and soul of every Bharatiya, every Indian. In fact, I feel so humbled in the presence of all these scholars. Why should I be here to talk about it? I mean, it looks very odd when you have people who have devoted their whole life. Look at 100 years, 94 years, 92 years, 98 years. They have devoted their whole life in spreading the message which Kavi Chakravarti Kamban gave to us, this priceless, most valuable legacy. Friends, Sri Ram, a story of Sri Ram is all over the country. Any part of this country you go, you will hear the story. I have heard the story of Sri Ram, Ramayana, among the tribal communities of Northeast, those who are otherwise considered behind in modernity. Sri Ram lives in the heart of every Bharatiya, every Indian. We have all grown up since my childhood, I myself, listening to the story of Sri Rama, performances, Rama Leela. Here we have this Tarkud, they perform. But how this story, Sri Rama, who's become the icon, the cultural icon of Bharat, how did this story reach to every Bharatiya, literate, illiterate, doesn't matter. We all know that Adi Kavi Valmiki first wrote Ramayana. He wrote in Sanskrit. Sanskrit is a language of scholars, language of scholarship. But it was Kambar, the first one, who wrote Ramayana in a language intelligible, understood by common people. He wrote Ramayana in Tamil, the oldest and the richest language that we are all so proud of. When he wrote Ramayana, Ramavataram, he was an inspiration for poets in other languages. And they wrote a story of Sri Rama, Ramayana, in every other Bharatiya Indian language. Taking it from the realm of scholarship to the common persons, may not be literate, may be illiterate, But the story, when it is told in your own mother tongue, in your language, it reaches the heart. And this Ramayana, it's such a Mahakavya. And we call it divine. It is divine. Because we know that Mahavishnu took avatar as Sri Rama. I lived like a common human person. His life, we relate the pain that he feels, the pleasure that he enjoys, the way he interacts, the way he meets, the way he treats. We all relate as if it is happening to me. A divine Mahavishnu coming as Sri Rama, living like human being, but living an ideal life. That is why we call him Maryada Purushottam Sri Rama. And Ramayana is a text. We know that Bharat, we all talk about Bharat, how Bharat has lived through thousands of years, a dharmic way of life. Dharmic way of life even before kings and kingdom came. People, they lived by helping each other, respecting each other. Each one lived a dharmic way of life. We say that long before the kings and kingdom came, dharma came. And people lived each other, helped each other. They lived their life and helped each other by that sense, what is right, what is wrong. There is a saying that in our scriptures they say that before that, even before kings came and the people who came to with a dand and dandiga, people lived by dharma, by way how to live life. The right conduct. An individual as a member of the family and the society, living with Prakriti, how the kings, the Raja, the ruler should, all these. Ramayana contains everything, a dharmic way of life. And this lesson it percolated down to every individual, every Bharatiya through Ramayana. And if you say that how it reached the common people, it was Kambar who first wrote Ramayana in a language intelligible, understood by common people. And so Kambar is an icon of Bharat. He is a Bharat Nayaka. He is the one who built it. And when last year, 2024 January, when in Ayodhya, Sri Ram Lala's Pran Pratishtha was held. And the whole country was celebrating it. Whole country celebrated it. A narrative went down here in our state. Who knows in Tamil Nadu, who knows Raman? Raman is not known. Here people worship Lord Shiva, yes. Venkatesh, Raman is not known. And then it occurred to me that as a school student, I read in my high school text about Kamban and Kambar Ramayana. How this revolutionary work, a divine work, which was, we do not know when exactly it happened, perhaps more than 1,000 years ago. Sudhaji was telling that there is some controversy. One is not very sure when exactly. Maybe this is the case of history. But the fact is, it's a very, very ancient old text, certainly not less than about 1,000 years around. So when I read in my school in Patna about Kamba and Kamba Ramayana, here when people in Tamil Nadu say that who knows Rama? Rama is not known. And that was something which came to me as a shock. Of course, when I came to Tamil Nadu, I had expected that here it would be Kamban would be everywhere. People would be discussing, talking about him. There would be mandalis who would be active, like in the north. When we have Tulsi Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana, everywhere. Go to the village, you will find the villagers after the day's long work. They come back in the evening, have the dinner. They will sit together in the temple and they sing Ramayana. Ramayana for a few hours. And in my childhood, as a young boy, I used to wonder, all these people who have had hard work in the field, day long work, they should be craving for good sleep. Because next day again they have to go and work. But no, they would assemble, the whole village, young people adult will assemble with all the musical instruments and will sing Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana of course, for hours and hours, energized, fully energized. Then they go to sleep. Next day morning, again back to the field. I thought the place where this great land, where such a great soul appeared, who wrote Ramayana in this great language, this should have been a vibrant place where we should have been listening about Kamba Ramayana stories here, and the folk tales, not necessarily among the scholar circle, among the common people. But I realized that people on the contrary have been telling about something else which is not true. Because Sri Rama is it lives in the soul of every person, every Bharatiya. When I say Bharatiya, every Tamilian. Take the case, what is Tamil culture if you remove Sri Rama? Literature, of course, we know. It all revolves around. Music, Carnatic music. Can we imagine Carnatic music if you remove Sri Rama? You cannot. Because the whole Carnatic music revolves around Sri Rama, Sri Rama, Sri Rama. And then we thought, this is not fair. When our country is now waking up with new energy, with new confidence, and the energy that comes through our heritage, energy that comes through our spirituality, our dharmic way of life, our concept of dharma, that energy is now, you see, it is everywhere, it is now effusive, it's coming up. In fact, Sri Aurobindo has said, what is India? India is, he called it Bharat Shakti. And what is Bharat Shakti? Bharat Shakti is living energy of a spiritual conception. Living energy of a spiritual conception which is Sanatana Dharma. This living energy, this is Bharat Shakti, this is India. And fidelity to this Shakti, this energy, defines its existence, its identity. If this energy declines, Bharat declines. If energy disappears, there is no Bharat, forget about it. It is this energy. This energy has to be cherished, has to be appreciated, has to be celebrated. And today our country is doing that. And that is why one of the first mission of Prime Minister Modi was Sri Ramlala's Pran Pratishtha. There has to be. How can the one who lives in the heart of every Bharatiya, we don't have a place, a central place where he was born. How can this country, this Rashtra be without a decent, a dignified, a reverential place of Sri Rama's birth? And that's why, with this, following the whole procedure, it was done last year. And then we thought, let us ignite the energy, let us wake up. You know, a smoke screen which has been spread before our eyes that Sri Rama is not known. And in fact, when it happened, we found the whole celebration all over the state. Thousands and thousands of places. And I think every person, every house in Tamil Nadu was watching the live telecast of Pran Pratishtha. It might not have happened so much in the public space, but it was there in every house. And Sri Rama, who lives in the heart of every soul, every individual, house is the temple, is the right place where it was celebrated. But that's not enough. We have to wake up and re-energize this wonderful gift to us. And then we find that there are so many people silently pursuing what they have been doing, dedicated their whole life. And when I see them, I get a lot of confidence, a lot of energy. I said, who says that we have forgotten Kamba? We have not forgotten Kamba. And all the noise that we hear all around, the noise cannot drown the fact that the beautiful melodious sound which sings or rings in our heart about Ramayana, about Kamba Ramayana. This is the truth, and truth is to be celebrated. And then we thought that let's take it to our young people. It is not only for elderly people. I like to have many of the young chaps, the young students, school students, college students. They should be singing, talking about Ramavatar and about Kamba Ramayana. It's not enough that we have dedicated people who have dedicated their whole life, and they will continue. They are devoted, they are completely committed. But the lesson has to come down to our young people, because this is what we call sanskar. This is how the nation is built, when the young learns from the elderly. So the task is to take it down to our young people. And Shastra University and Sudha Sasayanji, she took the lead, and we conducted a competition in all over the state. And I was delighted that we had thousands and thousands of students, school and college. They participated, enthusiastically participated. This should continue. We should take it. This is not a one-time or one-season affair. And now comes the very auspicious occasion of Chaitra Ramanavami, which began on 30th of March. 6th of April is Ramanavami. And then 6 days later, on the 12th of April, we have Kamban Arangetram Day. Auspicious day on which Kamban has actually what we call Lokarpan, made it to the world that look, here is the story, here is the Mahakavya, which he did in Srirangam. That's another story. So from 30th March to 12th of April, there should be all around just Kamban celebration, Ramayana celebration. And which is happening. Which is happening. This, we know at Tamil Nadu, at Kamban Melu, this event has begun from the 30th March, it will go on. And Karyakudi and many other places we have, several Kamban Karakams are very active. I am thankful to them, I am grateful to them for all they have been doing. This has to gain momentum. This has to gain momentum primarily because as a Rashtra, as a nation, we need it. This is our soul. As Sri Aurobindo said, this is our energy. This energy has to be at the high level. It cannot be allowed to deplete. It cannot be allowed to come down. While on the material side, in the science and technology, we are doing great, achieving great feats. From nowhere, we are at the center stage. From nowhere, we are among the top few countries in the world in every domain of science and technology. Our young men and women are doing incredible things. All over. In the field of economy, we are the fastest growing large economy in the world. Everything is happening, wonderful things are happening. But along with that, it is necessary that we keep that, the core, the soul, that energy that defines us, that makes us confident of our course ahead. And that is our rich legacy of our past. And this Ramayana is a great such legacy. I know that with this, the subsurface desire, the urge, and the confidence that we have among our people here, it is coming up and it will show up more and more in coming days. We will be able to take Kambar to our schools and colleges on regular basis. We need to take Kambar in our curriculum. The school textbooks should be there. If I in Patna could read Kambar 60 years back, there is no reason why Kambar should not be in the textbook here, the land where he appeared. And it will happen, I have no doubt about it. It will happen. It is happening, I have full confidence, full trust. Friends, for all your enthusiasm, for all your encouragement, for all your support, for all your energy and enthusiasm, and for all your dedication that you have, with which you have committed yourself, I wish each one of you very good health and a very good success in the mission Kambar, mission Kambar Ramayanam, mission Sri Ram. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram.
தமிழ் இலக்கியத்தின் அடிநாதம் கம்ப ராமாயணம். அதில் ராமன் என்று வெகு அழகாக எங்களுக்கு எடுத்துரைத்ததற்கு நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். நிகழ்ச்சியில் அடுத்ததாக நன்றி நவில திரு திருப்பூர் கிருஷ்ணன் அவர்களை அழைக்கிறோம். திரு திருப்பூர் கிருஷ்ணன் அவர்களுக்கு ஒரு வேண்டுகோள், ஓரிரு மணித்துளிகளுள் நன்றி நவிலுமாறு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம்.
வணக்கம். நான் மேடைக்கு வருவதற்குள் ஓரிரு மணித்துளிகள் ஆகிவிட்டன என்று கருதுகிறேன். மிக அருமையான ஒரு விழா. மிகச்சிறந்த சொற்பொழிவாளரான ஆளுநர் ரவி அவர்கள் பேசிய பிறகு சுருக்கமாகத்தான் பேச முடியும். நீண்ட பேச்சை யாரும்.
This priceless, most valuable legacy. Friends, Sri Ram, a story of Sri Ram is all over the country. Any part of this country you go, you will hear the story. I have heard the story of Sri Ramayana among the tribal communities of Northeast, those who are otherwise Tamil அறிஞர்கள் மற்றும்